我感谢赞美主啊，我们这一次呢能够有这样的机会啊，把这个时间分别出来。那么，有参加我在这个地方，不是在这三会所，我稍微做了一个简介。那么这个负担呢，其实呢是因为啊，我10多年一直在这个挖掘这个数据，那么替很多公司啊，做这个顾客分析，然后呢也为他们啊挖掘很多的商机。那么我做的时候啊，是2001年，那个时候呢，这个大数据啊都还没出现。那么我在 IBM 上班，我就用那个 analytics 这个字。那么那个时候呢，有这个统计分析，也有很多的分析叫 analysis。analytics 这个字呢，在英文其实是一直没有办法翻译，所以我现在中文我也不知道怎么翻译。中文对 analytics 这个字呢，还没有一个很好的翻译。所以呢，我基本上啊，就把它成记，而不是分析。分析不过是把这个数据拿来分一分，然后呢，你来给一个讲解。解析的话，你需要把它打开，你需要把它结合，然后呢，你这个解读啊，然后我的分析跟解读呢是必须合在一起的。所以呢，这个analytics 呢，我做了20年，那么替很多的公司啊，让它更好的把它的产品呢，就是说按着顾客的需要做的更合乎顾客的口味，然后呢，在更好的行销的管道上啊，让这个顾客呢能够享用这个产品呢，也可以增加他们的这个忠实度。所以呢，我做了到20年了。那么知道台北召会呢，在这个就说圣徒们召会的出席的这个数据上面已经收集了许多年。那我这一次回到台湾，就跟弟兄们交通，然后从这数据里面就发觉到啊，里头啊，感谢赞美主啊，主界的圣徒们的几年来的这个坚定持续啊，收集了许多的这个资料，这里面呢、乃是说出啊，这个主在整个台湾的众召会，尤其是台北召会，在基督的身体里啊，这个圣灵的工作，加上啊，这个圣徒们的这个彼此的牧养跟工作的实施啊，它这个整体在这个数据上面基本上都显出来了。而且台湾的数据有一个特点啊，我就希望点出来。我后面可能有一些噪音啊。OK。Okay. All right. I'm hearing some kind of can you hear it? Some kind of muttering in the background in English.
I don't hear English. I just hear some sounds, like static sounds.
Okay. 你们台湾有听到那个杂音吗？你们可不可以把那个你们台湾跟那个Chris， 你们先静音好不好？ Can you mute the microphone? Okay, Chris, you're mute. Let me see whether I can mute Taiwan. No, I can't. So Taiwan, you have to mute yourself. Okay, now. All right, this is a lot better. Thank you. 所以呢，我跟很多圣徒们交通，跟很多负责弟兄交通的时候啊，他们有个错误的观念呢，就以为啊，我们现在只是算人数而已。我们这一次做的数据分析啊，不是算人数，也不是算主体怎么样的切割的那个数据的切割，我们乃是从每一个圣徒他的背景加上他的行为聚会的行为， 然后呢，来知道啊，他们现在在得救多少年啊？他们在现有的县境里面有什么需要？然后呢，有没有被照顾到？有没有在教会中进功用？啊，所以这些呢，其实啊都是非常重要的，因为呢，我们乃是在这里啊，都需要成为牧者，那牧者就需要知道啊，这个羊是怎么样。所以呢，因为这个做完以后呢，我就有个负担啊，想要把这个事情呢，能够啊，就是说给更多的圣徒们来做，因为说老实话，我一个人能够做的实在是很有限。如果能够把这个技巧呢分给各教会、各会所、各大区，有些圣徒们呢能够把这数据拿来，然后有些分析，然后我们可以在这里啊，做出一样就是说比较容易跟从、容易追寻的一些指标。以后的话呢，就是我们更能知道啊，到底该如何能够知道圣徒的光景，更好的呢，能够把这个圣徒们的需要啊来得到满足。那么要做成这个的话呢，也就需要有一些成全。OK， 所以呢，就我在说这方面有很多面。那么我们呢，基本上就分成两大组。第一段呢，有分两段，第一段是初级的，第二段呢是这个进阶的。那么呢，总共大概是超过2个月。头一期是2个月，7月中间我们停1个月，8月再开始然后呢到10月啊，所以呢总共啊其实只有4个月的时间，所以时间很快啊。基本上呢，在这个4个月里面呢，我们要 cover 很多的这个topic， 所以希望弟兄姊妹呢能够啊就说花一点时间，那么1个礼拜就1次，但是平常时候可能要就继续做，否则的话呢，1个礼拜只有1个钟头的话，可能跟不上这个进度。OK， 那么今天我主要想要讲的乃是关于这个数据解析的这个简介啊。那么这个礼拜呢，我主要是讲到这个工具下载以及装置，所以我希望呢，圣徒们呢基本上已经下载了这个 Nine 这个工具。如果你还没有的话呢，请你趁这个时候呢，你需要先下载啊。OK， 那么我觉得很需要在我们开始的时候，我们需要啊，来看看执事的话语，好不好？请台湾的圣徒们用中文念一遍，好不好？你可能要 unmute 一下，我听不见。潘弟兄，潘弟兄 ，Can you unmute？ 潘弟兄 ，Can you unmute？ Brother Pan？
OK，
Yeah。好，那我们请台湾的那些圣徒们把这句话念一下，用中文念一次，好不好？神。
好，我们重新念。
带有物理和土灵的胸牌来说话的方式，与我们所盼望的正好相反。神不是借着发亮的宝石来说话，而是借着变暗的宝石来说话。这意思是说，神是借着消极的光景来说话。按正常的情形来说，胸牌里的12块宝石都在物灵的照耀之下，忽然间正红的粒子的宝石变暗了。这块宝石变暗，就是神及时的说话。
Amen。 所以这里啊，乃是说到啊，有刻着某个名字的宝石变暗了啊，宝石变暗就是神及时的说话。那么这个刚才说了，这个宝石啊，有名字，数据里面有名字。我们呢看到从数据里面，如果我们一个指标有一个办法知道啊，这个宝石变暗了啊，我们就能够及时的听见神的说话。那么有些圣徒们说啊，我们今天呢应该啊，在小区里面、小牌里面有照顾的人呐，这个宝石变暗，我们应该知道了。没错，你如果在你的注意力之下，这个宝石变暗，你知道。但是呢，在这个数据分析里面发觉啊，在台北教会圣徒们都非常努力，但是有很大的一个族群呐，基本上没有人在照顾他。我怎么知道没有人照顾他呢？因为这种数据上面，他基本上除了主日来聚会以外，没有任何的聚会的记录，而且记录呢是慢慢的主日在减少啊，因为呢这些人呐得救10年了，你常常看到他们，你也知道他年轻人很忙，所以呢他只要来主日聚会啊，而且他不是学生，他也没有出问题，他就很少人去照顾他。这个时候啊，其实这些圣徒们呢，其实已经在变暗了啊，因为没有人在关注他们，每个人都觉得他还不错，他还有来参加主日啊。但是我们知道这样的人呢，基本上啊已经开始变暗了，所以这只是一个例子而已。所以呢，当我在读了这个出埃及记生命读经的时候，我就发觉啊，这个乃是需要主今天呢用这个现代的工具啊。我1977年我在台湾啊，也在议会所，我刚才大学毕业，英国大学毕业，参加李弟兄在议会所说的一个新人的这个交通的时候，他说一个新人呐的出现，同时间呢撒旦呐也在这世界里面要做一个救人。这一个救人呢是渐渐的变坏，但是呢这个一个救人呢他的这个 corruption 乃是 almost instant。他那时候讲啊，东京什么时候有败坏啊，巴黎可能第2天啊就有同样的败坏。所以呢这个速度是越来越快，它是用现代的工具啊来让这个朽坏啊更快啊。那呢李弟兄那个时候说啊，他说啊，我们这个新人的产生啊，我们也需要一些的新的用科技啊来让一个新人能够更快的实现。那个时候啊，这个败坏需要隔1天，现在的败坏啊经过那个 Facebook 它是 instantaneous。同样的，今天我们在主面前啊，我们也需要用这个21世纪的现在的工具来让圣徒们，让一个新人能够呢更多的连接在一起。当然我们还是需要祷告，还是需要在灵里头连于元首基督，这个是我们在每一个人都需要做。但是在这个整个身体的这个治理跟这个就是说就是说主要是为了负责的弟兄们，或者是小区各小牌的负责弟兄们，都需要看见今天我们在哪一个地方，哪一个宝石，因为我们在某一个方面没有完全的跟随这个里面的圣灵的感觉，有一个刻着名字的宝石变暗了，我们就必须及时的听见神的说话。OK， 这个是呢弟兄们你们应该很熟悉的，这个是我从那个你们所这个报名表上面台湾的圣徒们写的，我读了以后我就很有感觉哈。他这里说主耶稣在路加福音15章的比喻中他也的隐含，他说呢，发现100只羊失去其中的1只，是对牧人的一个指令。指令什么呢？要去找那失去的，直到找着。那么你怎么知道那失去的呢？因为许多时候在教会生活里面，当你有2万多人在你的这个 就说来来去去的圣徒们中间在台北，你怎么知道谁失去的？第一个你要知道是失去的，你要把他的名字拿出来，然后呢，你才有办法放到牧人的心上，让这个牧人去找到他。所以这个教会的生活的统计的系统呢，已经累积了大量的数据，所以呢，用这个大数据呢，就盼望说从这个分析以后，我们可以探索呢圣徒的需要，教会生活应有的调整，以及促进教会生活正向发展的指标。有了指标以后，我们就可以尝试某一种的牧养然后呢，我们就知道某一种牧养会带来什么样的结果，有什么样的结果呢，就会影响某一个指标这样的话呢，圣徒们呢就能够他的需要就能够让我们的所有的弟兄姊妹呢，把这些没有动的弟兄姊妹把它带动有需要的弟兄姊妹呢，也可以把那些有负担有这个分量有供应的圣徒们呢带给他们，叫每一个人呢都能按着神的牧养来牧养群羊。所以我希望呢，这个我们这样做以后我们都可以按着神的牧养来牧养群羊。OK 我的名叫林举贤我2001年呢在 IBM 我从2001到2004我是亚太部的大数据资料绩优中心的负责人这个2004到05我是在IBM 全球，后来我又到了这个澳美跟富达，那么一直都是做分析2009年我到了一个美国的一个行销分析的顾问公司呢，叫 Aspen Marketing Analytics， 我当他们的 President。那么这个3年前呢，我去被邀请去一个有120年的历史的美国全国消防协会呢，做他们的首席数据分析总监，主要是为他们做那个大数据这个分析的策略的这整个架构整个计划所以我在这方面呢做了很多年了。那么这一次呢，主要的这个课程的目的主要的呢分成3块。So I have 3 areas. So with all the lessons, I will be covering knowledge, skills, and application. And all 3 will be equally weighted. And for the knowledge, I'm hoping that the saints who is participating will acquire the basic analyses and data analytic knowledge from hands-on learning. 所以希望圣徒们呢，一边学的时候就一边需要做。其实我在教那 MBA 的课的时候，教这分析的时候，我把它比方就像这个烹饪的课一样。你今天烹饪课不能够只是看而已。你必须老师在做的时候，你要跟着做，你才有办法知道这个味道是怎么样。所以呢，我希望呢，我们这个每一次的讲解的时候，我会有一些的这个hands-on 的一些的那个 learning。那么主要我分成2段，我已经说过了。那么你要得多少呢？来在乎你花的时间有多少，你多种就多收。If you put in more, you're going to get more. But if you only listen to the lecture, you're not going to learn as much. Okay? And every week there will be a weekly assignment. It will be posted. So the assignment usually will be included in the lecture. And you should do the assignment and try to complete it by the following Friday. Okay? Taiwan time. So 每天说我礼拜5上课礼拜6上课完以后，我会有这些的这个做习题必须在下周5台湾时间下午5点钟以前寄到我 Line 的个人的账户里头，然后呢我会稍微的改一下， 然后呢，第二天礼拜六早上呢，我会按着习题里面的情形呢，我会稍微做一点的讲解，或者有些问题我特别会这个做一个解答。方面不要学一些这一个 data mining skills， 重点呢还是更重要的是需要知道这些怎么来了解这个商业的问题能够解析而且提出商业可行的解决方案然后呢按照数据的结果呢能够tell a good story, right? But the story needs to be based on solid data and analytics. So you should be able to interpret it, able to visualize it, write reports, put it into a meaningful presentation. So those are skills that you need to, hopefully, you will also learn. And if you do well, you will know how to apply analytics, right, in business. Mostly is to solve problems, but more importantly, is to create business opportunities. Because as you mine the data, you gain some insight. The insight could be some deficiencies or some new opportunities that have yet been realized, potentially for new products, new ways of promoting it. So there's a lot of things that you can actually apply the results to. How much you can do is going to depend on how creative you are and how you know the data, you know the customers, and you know the market. So a good data analytics person needs to have all these areas coming together. And there is actually a very well laid out process called a CRISP-DM, which is a fairly complicated process. And if you click on the hyperlink, there is an entire document put together by SPSS, together with about 30 plus major analytics companies, BMW, Boeing, and many others, to solve, to have a business process, analytic process to solve for a given business objective for business content. So every 40 minutes, it will shut down. But now the Saints in Taiwan is already pay for it. Hopefully, we won't have this problem again.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Okay. So I'm going to speed up a little bit so I'm going to talk about the skills and then application, and I talk about CRISP-DM. And the purpose is really twofold, right? Mainly, as I mentioned before, for us to build a temple, just like the most recent Itero, we need to be ones who raise up many pillar builders. And so part of this course is to train us as Hiram, so that we use the earthly skill, the Tyrian skill, for the building of temples, of the pillars for the temple. And so if you find ones who can actually be perfected to be the ones who bearing the burden for God's building, then today we can be that Hiram. But it's also a way for many full-time serving ones, or maybe even today we're all full-time. Some of those who are full-time job dropping, but maybe you don't want to drop 100%. And like Paul, serve when the supply is there. When the supply is not there, he will be mending the tent. Today, where can you mend the tent? Well, in the old days, everywhere's tent. Now, everywhere's data. And so if you learn how to mine data, then potentially you could actually use that skill to augment whatever lag that you may have, okay? So basically, that's my burden. Hopefully after this, that we will have many Hirams, but also many full-time serving ones who may not be able to drop their job 100%. But because of these skills, more saints will be freed up to serve the Lord, with more of their time and not be constrained by a full-time job. So what is the analytic ecosystem? One thing I want to point out before this is that on the left upper corner, I will start kind of right upper corner. I will start labeling the slides if it is knowledge or whether it's skill or whether it's application. So you kind of know what I'm trying to cover. Okay. So the first thing I want to talk about is analytics ecosystem. Nowadays, more and more people understand this process, understand this ecosystem. When I started it, it was not very clear. They get confused. Most people thinking that if I'm doing a Hadoop, I'm doing analytics. Well, Hadoop is really not analytics, but it's part of the analytics ecosystem. So first of all, like cooking, right? Use the cooking analogy again. You start with raw ingredients, like what is shown here, right? All the raw food in the data world, they're raw data. Well, raw food is not a good thing to serve in a restaurant. You need something else. So you need a place to store it. In the data world, they're called data warehouse for the structured data in our relational database, data warehousing, or it's a Hadoop file data system, right? And with the Hadoop databases, so these are basically ways to store those raw ingredients. But having the raw ingredient and storing them doesn't give you the cuisine either. You need tools to process it, especially today's complex data, right? Just like all these ingredients. In the old days, a good chef may just need a couple of good knives. They will be able to cook a lot of wonderful cuisine. Nowadays, you need a lot of tools. So you may have heard about SAS. Some of you may have heard of R. Some of you may have heard of Python. But today, with the tools becoming so easy to use, a tool of choice is actually KNIME. Many of the people might not know it, but if you go on Gartner's Magic Square, you go online, you search for it, for the past 4 to 5 years, KNIME has been consistently on the upper right quadrant, which means the most innovative system, but it's also with the most advanced features. So it's the top leader in this tool area, but it also comes with a very good price tag. As you know, you downloaded it. Is a public domain software, so it's actually free for most of our purposes. So between this and the cuisine, which is actionable insights or business solutions, there is a gap, right? What is this gap? You can have ingredients, you can have a best storage system, you have the best tools, you still don't get a nice meal. What's needed is analytic talents. It's a chef that knows how to take all these things and create the food that the customers want. So extend that to business, extend that to even the church situation. We have the attendance data. We put it into MySQL. We may have some of these tools, but if we do not know how to use these tools to kind of cook, process the data, we would not get those insights. So hopefully with this class, I would like to fill in some gaps and therefore, kind of introduce some of these cooking skills to most of the saints here, that you will be someone that knows how to cook. And by the way, humans have had food since our very first day, Adam and Eve. They start eating, they had to cook. Until now, we still need good chefs. Of course, you can standardize it. There are McDonald's around. However, for any higher quality food, you still need people who know food, who know the customer's taste, and continually creating satisfying dishes. So I don't believe that anytime soon the machine is going to replace humans. and in fact for us, we always need to know how to kind of work on the data, process data, and get the insights so that the Lord could use those insights that we can better serve the saints and serve the churches, and also to build up the body of Christ and for that one new man. And just to back up the point, McKinsey in 2016 published a big data report, and the link is included in the PDF. And I just summarize it. I mean, right now, there is a current shortfall of 250,000 professionals with deep analytic skills. And what is projecting is that there will be a need for 2 to 4 million analytics decision makers in the coming decade. So the world is looking for such people. And my burden is that for the Lord's use, we need some people who know these skills so that the Lord can use this skill and this data for the building of the one new man. Okay, I think we covered just now, and I just remind some of you who were not there, there will be 2 parts to this basic module. One part is on data mining, another part on application. First month, approximately, will be on data mining. It will be 5 classes covering introduction, which is today, and then introduction to data types. Then third week, we'll be talking about data merge, cleansing, and some of the basic manipulations. Then fourth week, we're going to talk about what we call EDA, which is exploratory data analyses. And one of the analytical tools will be using pivots. So for pivots, I may be using KNIME, but I found that KNIME is very powerful for very large data set. But if a data set is not exceedingly large, sometimes it's easier to use Excel. So I will be, using Excel, especially if I want to do some pivot charts. Okay, and I'll be using Excel, and that's why for the Taiwan Saints, you may want to use an English version of Excel, but if you do not have, it's okay. Maybe some of the other Saints could help you so that you know how to use pivot tables and pivot charts in Excel. There are other partial pivoting. There's a very powerful group by function, which I'll introduce later, that I use a lot to do this kind of pivoting. And pivoting basically is the slicing and dicing of data. Very powerful technique. A lot of advanced business analysts use it a lot. A good person who knows how to pivot, it's almost halfway there. After you've done the pivoting, then you can visualize it. After you visualize it, you will know what questions you can ask, what more in-depth question you can ask. Then you can actually apply the more advanced data mining and the machine learning tools to do further analytics. So for the applications, week 6, starting in June 2nd, because of the, okay, so actually there's no gap there. So June 2nd, we're going to talk about why analytics is important to business. So I will talk about how analytics has been applied and maybe some cases so that we can actually learn. Then I'll go in depth about the business analytics process. Then I'll be setting how to set strategic business objectives. Then we'll be performing talking about how to perform data audit and blending. Then we'll summarize by taking all these things together with a focus on the church attendance analytics. Because the exercises from week 6 to week 10, we will be working on the Taiwan's church data, okay? So in fact, starting today, we will there'll be 2 data sets we'll be using. One is the entire data set for the church in Taipei. and a lot of the detailed information about the halls and so forth have been removed. And that is one data for the entire church. But for the second part, the application, we're going to focus on individual districts or a cluster of halls. 所以在这个应用期间的时候呢，我们会用第二种的数据。第一种的数据呢，来自全台北教会的数据。我们拿了一个1/10的圣徒们的数据，然后加上他们的那个出席的那个数据啊。但是到了第二段的时候呢，我们会让大区的每一个大区的圣徒们，你们用你们本区的数据来做更细的分析啊。那么潘弟兄呢，会按照你们的区，把你们所需要的数据呢分给你们。那从第6个礼拜开始 ，OK， 希望呢在第8、第9、第10个礼拜的时候，我们多多少少的，我们就可以开始知道用很基本的这些的数据分析，我们可以得到什么样的结果，可以做什么样的解读，比较基本的解读。要更详细的解读的话呢，我们需要到第2个阶段。这第2个阶段呢，你必须在第1个阶段没有缺席，你所有的习题都做完了，我们看了，你确实是把这基本的工具都学会了，我们才进入这个下一步。Okay, so we're going to have a second modules covering also with data mining, 5 weeks, and then 5 weeks of application. For the 5 weeks of advanced intermediate classes, we're going to talk about clustering. And week 1 of the second module, we're going to talk about the theory behind clustering and the various clustering techniques. The second week, we're going to talk about the application of clustering. And we will actually I will take you through some of the more common clustering applications. And third week, we will look at predicting some of the analytics for prediction. Basically, we would do some kind of regression. Week 3, we're going to talk about propensity. So this will be on logistic regression. 4th week will be on the normal regression, or maybe we will use regression tree. So this will be on the predictive analytics. One is to predict the propensity. The second one is going to predict the amount. Okay, so 2 ways of predicting business outcomes. And the 5th week, we're going to talk about some of the basic big data analytics. When we say big data, basically it's data that are usually unstructured and you need special tools. We will introduce you to some basic text mining, okay? So that you know how to perform very simple text manipulation, like text mining, because we only have an hour and the most 2 hours. We're not going to be able to go very deep, but at least you will know some of the basic tools and you can do further exploration. Then on week 6, this is mainly for you to learn why are all these techniques important in business. And again, you can also apply this to the church context. When you have customers, how do you manage your customers, the relationships? So you have CRM, customer relationship management. You have to do your marketing. You have to do your sales. All these can be based on data and can be based on analytics. So in the church context, right, we, in a sense, we are on our Heavenly Father's business. And we have a product, which is Christ as our life. Christ, the dispensing of the triune God, right, in God's economy. We also need to reach these ones. So we have door knocking, we have various mailings, We have Bible for America. In Taiwan, we have 水深之处. We have many, many things. What are these things are doing? We have Facebook accounts. These are basically different ways of doing marketing. When we send the saints to go out there and talk to people, we're actually doing some sales. We are actually introducing a heavenly product, the best product, the highest value product to the most needy person. But if we have the data, we will know how do you do the best way to introduce these ones to a customers who is in need. Because you need to talk to them at the right place, at the right time, with the right message in order for them to be willing to engage you and purchase. Next, I will talk about some customer experience and some loyalty analytics. Week 8, we'll talk about how to acquire, serve, and keep the customers. Week 9, I'll introduce you some of the online and social media analytics that are commonly being done today. And week 10, I will tie everything together. And essentially, hopefully by then, we will have a lot of insights beyond just the skill, beyond just the knowledge, but lots of insights about at least for the church in Taipei, the halls or the major districts, the insights that we will be able to share with the leading brothers who are responsible for those districts. And in fact, when we are actually in the process, I would like to ask the saints in Taipei, the ones who are there, to contact the leading brothers and engage them to ask them what kind of questions they may have. So this will be a mutually learning process. It's not that us doing in a vacuum in the class, but engaging the leading brothers. They can see some of the partial results, but also being able to ask the questions. And some of these questions will be collected so that we all could go into the data and mine it. Okay. So let me speed up. So let's look at the entire world analytics as according to McKinsey's Global Institute analyses. So they do this in kind of 3 ways. Right now, most in vogue is machine learning. So I mean, this is not exhaustive. That means that there are a lot more. So you do have clustering, dimensionality reduction, there's classification, there's conventional neural net, and then there's all kinds of neural net. I mean, you have deep learning, which is nowadays everywhere, right? Google cars, self-driving cars. And in fact, they're projecting within 5 years, all the cars will be machine driven. No human drivers will be driving cars. Why is that so? Because all these neural networks, deep learning neural networks, they have something called convolutional neural networks and so forth. So these are different types of neural networks. They solve all kinds of classification, prediction, generation problems. And there are other traditional techniques, right? When you add those 2 techniques together with some business insights, then you can apply it to resource allocation, predictive analytics, and all kinds of great stuff. And it covers all verticals, all industries, all business problems. So let's see what will be covered. So in this class, we're not going to cover everything. And we're not covering a lot of things in depth, but at least you will be able to see some of these techniques and you'll be able to have a hands-on experience on it. You will have, because you've done it and because you have thought about it, you hopefully will be able to articulate it. When you are actually in the job interview, you will be able to say the right things, engage in a meaningful discussion. And when you are presented with a business problem, you could actually taking some of these techniques, combined with the domain knowledge of the market and the business, and come up with some good potential business solutions that you can go on to prototype, test, and then and provide guidance for the IT team or the business unit teams to implement in detail. Okay. So just very quickly, this is done quite a few years ago when I was thinking why business needs analytics. I think this most business owners know this already. Business without analytics is like a lot of jigsaw puzzle pieces that with different colors, different shapes, oriented differently, and basically it's a mess. You don't see anything there. And in fact, a lot of people actually said, you know, this thing, most business are very volatile, and it's getting more and more volatile, right? And what analytics does is that it takes all these volatility and arrange it so that you can see trends. Once you see the trends, those volatility would not be disturbing, but rather to allow you to gain insights, you know, in a way that without analytics, you will not be able to see. Many times, the result is uncertain, right? However, with the time series, longitudinal data that's nowadays being available, like Taiwan, we have data from 2011 all the way to 2018. We have many, many years of data, and we could actually go back, and then we can presume that we were actually in 2015, right? And using data up to 2015 to predict what's going to happen in 2016. And then when you build a predictive model, then you can look at 2016's results. For example, right? 2015 or 2014, we look at all the prior years of a certain group of saints' behavior. And we said, we predict this saint is going to high probability of leaving the church life than any other group. Well, because we did not use 2016's data. If we use a predictive model and we predict they have high levels of percentage of leaving the church life, in 2016, they actually left the church life in the ratio that was predicted. You use the same analysis moving one more year and then predict what they're going to do in 2017. And guess what? If they predict it well, the same analysis going to 2017 is going to be able to predict a certain group of saints who in 2017 are most likely to leave the church life in 2018. Well, why do you want to know that? Well, if you know a group of them is likely to leave the church life, and you look at the data, you know, oh, because they're usually very busy. Well, we can start thinking about calling them or helping them, ways to alleviate the reason, the cause, causing them to cut back on the meetings and eventually left the church life. Well, if you start implementing this, you can look at the results. Does this cohort, this group, actually, the percentage of leaving will go down? So you have a prediction. So instead of uncertainty, you now have an ability to predict and ability to test. A lot of situations are extremely complex, right? However, once you've done good analytics, you're not only able to tell trends, predictions, you also can boil it down into very simple, easy to understand insights. And all the true insights are usually very easy. Anything that's very complicated usually are not actionable, and usually means that you have not done enough analytics. A good analytics, when it's done, usually insights are very simple, very testable, and it's also very actionable, okay? Many times the result may came out to be ambiguous, right? But there are actually scientific testing that has been used in business a lot, and some of them call Takuchi methods. People use for testing design experiments multivariate testing or online testing, you can actually have control groups, holdout groups, and you can testing various hypotheses, various solution options, and then find out which combination of solutions would give you the optimal return. So if you look at the acronym here, VUCA, it's actually VUCA. VUCA actually was crowned by a former P&G, a Procter & Gamble CEO. He was a former Marine, U.S. Marine, and the Marine has an acronym of a battlefield situation. They say the battlefield is VUCA. Well, in business world, in many business situations, it's like a battlefield. It's always very volatile, it's uncertain, it's complex, it's ambiguous. And this is why business is investing all this money, because to win, they need to know the trends, they need to be able to predict the future, they need to be able to test the hypotheses in a simple way, but they also need to have some insights, some solutions that they can actually implement and act upon, okay? So I'm just giving an example, right? And I had an English example, but I use a Chinese. So if you've seen something online, Facebook, instant messaging, whatever, right? 今晚要和约翰去大巨蛋听音乐. Well, to a human, it's very easily understandable. To the machine wouldn't know anything about this, right? However, you say, I can employ a human to read it, but what happens if it's 10 million of these kind of texts on Facebook? There's no way you can do it. That's why analytics should be deployed. Well, what do you mean by opportunities when you apply analytics? So let me just quickly put a table. When you say data, well, what is data? 今晚, tonight. Well, when you say tonight, you need to integrate with calendar. You know what date it is, what day it is. You need to do some text mining to understand 今晚, 今 means today, 晚 means evening, and it's talking about time. Well, if you know tonight is doing it, that means there's a certain action happening tonight. There may be opportunity for you to acquire this new customer because you know that he's not a customer. Same thing, 约翰. Well, if I know the full name and I can look at Facebook, whether it's actually a fan or a contact on a Facebook or LinkedIn, and you can see these are extremely powerful. And in fact, some of them are already being, you heard about on the news. A lot of other people, they use this kind of data to infer on person, persona, influence. And they can use very kind of analytics, social graph, natural language processing. Some are using semantic webs. And I don't want to go into a lot of details. When you start going these techniques, you can start seeing opportunities. You can start influence how people would buy or would perceive a certain thing. And this is why, when I put this together, I mean, it was like 4 or 5 years ago, Cambridge Analytica was not even on the horizon. But here was this 20-something-year-old, British punk rocker who knows something about this, and he was able to convince. But he got a group of people, and they took the Facebook data, and you see the result. They were able to get somebody who's obviously not qualified to be the U.S. president. So you know how powerful this is. The old man is using this to influence, in the politics. For us, we're not doing this, but we need to use this to know what opportunity is there for us to bring these ones to the Lord and bring the Lord to them at the place, at the time, as a way that they needed it. Okay, I'm going to go very quickly because of the time. So in the past, we talked about a lot of the descriptive analytics. I'm sorry, do that. You start with data warehouse, even the big data, Hadoops and all that. metrics and reporting, BI and scoreboard, you're talking about the past data. And it's like driving with a rear wheel mirror, right? Backing up a car. It's very difficult to drive when you're looking behind. It's just, you're gonna crash your car. And for many, many years, decades, business have been driving the business based on what happened in the past and try to guess what's going to come in the future. Well, a better way actually is predictive analytics. It's using real-time analytics. It's to understand a lot of human knowledge and human behavior that existed in the unstructured data, and then take all these together and optimize it, right? So the reason I put this crystal ball there is in 2001, when I was at IBM, one of the first analytic projects, the results were delivered to China. And one of the China's sales leaders, upon seeing the results, was so surprised. And when they implemented, they basically said to me, how do you know my customer is going to buy this month? I don't even know that. He's a sales leader in China. He said, do you have a crystal ball? Well, actually, based on the methodology we just talked about, human behaviors are quite predictable because humans don't do things in, just suddenly or vacuum. There are preceding indicators, preceding behaviors that led to another behavior. So you do, you are able to use certain kind of tools to predict the future behaviors, and therefore you can influence them in a way that hopefully, in a good way, that the customers will save money, save time by knowing certain products being available, and therefore they would not waste time. And in our case, they would get to know the Lord, so that they don't waste their whole life wasted without the Lord. So I'm not going to talk about this. You can actually refer to my book on Figure 5.1, and I take the Chris DM approach and I boil it from 7 or 8 down to essentially 6 steps. And I will talk about business objectives. There will be data audit, data preparation, then we're doing modeling, then we do the scientific test and learn, and finally deployment, right? And they are actually what we call analytic sandbox that you can test and prototype. And all these arrows are feedback loops. So when you decide, so what this means is that you come up with a business objective. Then what you need to do is that you want to see whether you have data that you can do to do analyses and meet the objective. So many times when you look at business objective, you look at the data audit, you have to go back and modify your business objective. And that's the feedback loop for 1. Then there's a feedback loop in 2, because once you get the data that you have to prepare the data. When you start to model, you realize your data were not prepped in the right way. So you go back and you get the data in the right way. Then you may sometimes from the model, you find some insights, you go back and feed the business objectives, and you need to modify or maybe even change it entirely. So when you look at these kind of feedback loops, you start seeing is this business objective are usually set by business owners. Data audit is usually done by IT. Data preparation is usually done by some kind of IT and a business analyst. Modeling are done by the data scientists. Test and learn are usually done by the field reps. Deployment are usually done by marketing department and so forth. So you involve a lot of silos, departments. And when you have this feedback loop, for example, this feedback loop 3, the business sets objective in a very strict way. And this is why it's bad if the business sets a very detailed objective, because they predetermine what they want to see. And this goes through the data audit, data preparation, come to the data scientists. They were doing the modeling, but what they found was that they couldn't quite do what the business objective set out to do. And they potentially find something that may be interesting to the business, but because they're so far removed from business, they could not talk to business because they think that could be error. So many times, if you have data scientists who are not connected with business owners, what you find is that sometimes these results, which may be good results, incredible insights, are being actually, the curve are being smooth. And so the business unit owner never sees it. So just tell you a story. One of my former manager, who's a kind of a child prodigy and very smart. When he was high school, he was actually interning for Nobel laureate. I think it was a chemistry Nobel laureate from Harvard. And he was traveling with this Harvard professor, Nobel laureate, onto a conference. On the plane, he saw the Nobel laureate was actually plotting the curves point by point, and he was actually doing somehow, the tracing the results on a curve. And so this whiz kid asked the Nobel laureate, I can do that for you. Any analyst could do that for you. And so the Nobel laureate said, no, they can't. He said, look at this graph. An analyst would take some of these points and join a smooth line. What I'm actually very interested is why that point is at that level, which is not conform to that smooth line. That's where the discovery is. If I don't know that, if I get an analyst to do it because he didn't know the significance of that point, he's going to smooth the curve out. So this is why it's important. You need to have this feedback loop. But in many businesses, when you have such things, there will be a lot of clashes. This is like intersection. A car want to go in this way, and that car want to go in that way. And the way to do it is, when a car's going this way, this car has to stop and let it go. So business try to demarcate, want to separate different parts of the business and the department into specific functions so that they can reduce conflict. They basically will hand off. And when that happens, yes, things run smoothly, but innovations and new thinking does not flow. So when I was looking at this, I realized is that what's needed is actually has been talked about, and what they call is a Medici effect. I don't know how many of you know Medici, all right? There was a book written by a couple of Harvard Business School graduates, and they were talking about the Renaissance. They say, how did the Renaissance come about, right? All these dark ages, and suddenly in the 1400, Renaissance come about. Well, the reason the Renaissance come about because there was a family, the Medici family, who does not belong to the Western culture, who does not belong to the Eastern culture, the Middle Eastern, Arab, Muslim culture. They were actually a group of Jewish merchants, bankers, who were able to take the best from the West and the East, and they sponsor and they produce these incredible innovations because they create a safe intersection for these things to come together. So for a good business ending process to bear fruit, it's important is to create, through the Medici effect, some intersections where teams could meet together, could exchange ideas, could understand what each other's doing, but that requires, and this is my point, business unit owners knowing a little bit of data, a little about data preparation, a little about data mining, a little about tested learning, so that this feedback loop can flow, so that you do not, because you do never learn those language, you talk different, use even different languages, right? And they would not be able to communicate. All right. So this is why I'm teaching a class like this. This is why I wrote that book. I would like, whether you're in IT department, whether you're a business owner, whether you're a data scientist, whether in the field, whether you're marketing and sales, you need to be well versed in this business analytic process so that you can exist successfully in one of these intersections. Obviously, we cannot be jack of all trades. We will specialize in one of these, but it's important we have a common language, we have a common process that will tie all these pieces together. So what I call this process is a BAP. Basically, it's a process that creates safe intersections, and it actually fosters the Medici effect. So basically, hopefully, with a group of saints together here, some of you are leading brothers, like myself. Some of you are young trainees who are specialized, trained in some of the data science. Some of you maybe have done some IT, some various part of this process. But hopefully, we're coming together. We work on a common data set. We work on a common objective, which is to really help the churches fulfilling, right, its objective of being able to meet the needs of the saints, but also being able to meet the needs of what God is doing and meet God's New Testament purpose in God's ordained way, so the saints could actually, have a happy, fruitful, fruit-bearing church life. All right, so we will go into actual skills now. Does the saints want to have like a 2-3 minutes break? So why don't we do this? 我们有差不多2-3分钟，好不好？我现在我的表是11点，我这边是11点14分。
对，11点。
好不好？我们11点17分回来，好不好？11点20，我们可能时间不大够，11点17分。如果你还没有安装 Nine 的话，请你把 Nine 安装上，好不好？那么最好是安装那个 version 3.5.3。我刚才说3.5.2，但是 Nine 呢最近又上了，把它加了，变成3.5.3。但是如果你3.5.2的话，没关系，你就用3.5.2。OK？
OK。好。
OK。
有一些人可能需要去上洗手间。
好，我等一下。
对，
没问题。
您可以把 Chris
OK， 所以我进到我的 application folder 里头，3.5.3，我一 click 了，它怎么跑在这里？它就有一个出现，然后它呢，我就要设立一个，他们叫 workspace，OK， 那主要就是说你在你的如果是C 盘或 D 盘上面，你可以加一个 folder 叫做 church， 或者是 church analytic class / 那个就是你的基本的那个 workspace 那我这边有一个2018年 analytic classes 那我说 OK。你基本上就看到一个桌面是像这样子的，你们都看到没有？
可以。
OK， OK， 大家都回来没有？我不希望我做的时候，到时候有人那个 miss the step 跟不上。
他们说那个解析度有点太高，字体太小。
OK， 好，那我把它放到我的小荧幕上面。
可能字体是不是能调大一点？
我放在我的大荧幕上面，所以你们那变成小荧幕就不容易那个。我看看啊，有没有什么办法？换过来，我把那个 share stop share。这样解析度比较好，好一点吗？
可以。
这可能比较好一点，对不对？这样可以吗 ？OK， 好。那如果你做讲义看的话呢，你基本上面呢，你要开一个新的这个workspace，OK， 或者 work group。所以呢，如果你上到这个 9 上面的时候，它这个 file， 你可以 click the new， 说我要增进一个新的。他说你要新的什么呢？新的 workflow。你 highlight workflow next。那你可以说是你call it a name analytics exercise 1 finish right。你基本就看到这个了。那么我还没有那个再往这边的时候，如果你看你的讲义里头啊，这个 9 呢，它有一个非常好的一个 manual， 一个 PDF 的一个 beginners 一个 manual 你可以呢上网络买或者到 Amazon 呢，它有这个 Kindle version 那个 link 都在上面。所以呢，如果你自己要尝试的话呢，你可以这样试试看但是呢，说实在的，你没有也没有关系。为什么呢？因为在这里呀，那个每一个东西呢，那举个例子哈，我们刚才在左上角这边呢，它有一个东西叫做 9 Explorer，and it's a local workspace, and you see analytic class or exercise 1 is here. So I did something here, and it's saved under this folder, right? So this is 1. 然后呢，它左下角呢有一个叫做 Note Repository， 它每一个分析的单位就是一个 Note 然后呢，它这里呢左边这边有很多不同类的就是工具啊，这是一个工具组，一个是 I/O 如果你 click on it，OK， 它里面有 read 有 write 有 other， 你如果打开的话，它可以有 Excel reader、File reader， 各式各样的 reader 都有。它这个是非常 powerful 的一个 tool，OK？ 如果举个例子，你要做那个 analytics， 你要做 mining， 它有各式各样的 mining。大部分的话，我看我们大家都没有，不可能全部有。我像有 Bayesian， 有 clustering， 有 rule induction， 有 rule network， 有 decision tree， 有 ensemble trees、ensemble learning， 很多我们基本上我看我如果用到20%、30%已经很不错了，因为我个人也不是一个专门做 data mining 的人，所以 如果你要做 data scientist 的话，我相信在学文里面有一些专门做 data scientist， 它里面有很多的 deep 很深的这个 analytic tools， 这个工具呢基本上是非常的完整的。 啊。那举个例子，如果我像刚才讲哈，我们说是 analytic 里头，我对 clustering 我有兴趣，那我不知道啊，这个 hierarchical clustering 的这个 view 到底是什么？我说这个，然后你从右边这边看，它就有一个解说 hierarchical clustering distance matrix 啊，它是 hierarchically clustered the input data using a distance matrix。所以这个基本上是有一个hierarchy，OK， 一层一层的下来，然后它呢有一个它 measure 的时候，它有各种不同的方式来 measure distance， 它有一个很细的一个解释在这里。如果你觉得这不够的话呢，你可以再去看 manual， 或者你是要上网络去查。那我们现在知道了，左下角它有很多的工具在这里。右上角有解释，右下角呢，这里是一个 console， 就是说，如果你在跑的时候有出什么差错的话，它会在这里告诉你 ，OK？ 好，我们现在试试看哈，第一个那个 workflow， 我们来做做看 ，OK？ 如果今天举个例子，我要读一个data file， 我呢可以用这个 IO reader， 再举个例子，我拿出一个 file reader 拿出来，你看这个 file reader 上面啊，它现在呢有一个红灯。这红灯什么意思呢？就像是一个交通灯一样，它红的话就表示什么？不通。为什么不通呢？因为我把这 cursor 一放到这个惊叹号的时候，他说 no settings available， 因为我还没告诉他怎么来读。I haven't tell you how to read the file, so you can't go forward. Okay? So when you see this, and there's an outline at the bottom here, is when you put a lot of these notes together and you start linking them, sometimes they're very big and you get lost of where they are. And this is the big outline that will show you which part of the graph or the network you're actually working on. Okay? So, 我希望你们的每一个人都已经下载了那个 data 了没有？ OK， 我们先看哈，先拿回来这里。
那有没有下载？有的举手，有的举下手，好不好？好，今天大部分人都没有下载。
都没有下载哈。OK， 我给你们2分钟，好不好？如果你们也没有 data， 你们也没有网络，
大家可以到那个群里面，上课的那个群里面 ，LINE 的群里面。
OK， 我现在先做了一个小小的 data file， 它是全台北召会的 data 的1/10。OK， 如果你在讲义上面看的时候呢，它有一个slide number，what number is the slide? Let me just show you where it is. So in this slide here, and you see a link. I say start on the first node file reader, input the 1/10 sample of the church membership data file here. You download from the Dropbox link and you store in your file. I think that I actually post it in link as well, right? 潘弟兄，
是。
我在那个，所以我希望呢，学员们呢，你在这个 LINE 群里面呢，基本上我已经 post 了那个我会 post 很多的资料，所以你们呢上课以前呢，你们可能要先看。OK， OK。那么我假设你们已经 download 了 ，OK， 下载了，你放在一个 drive 是 analytic class/data 里头 ，OK， 好，那么回去那个 line。
大家都跟得上吗？有下载吗？我会把那 link 放到我们 Line 的那个群里面，是一个 CSV 的 file。
OK， 如果你还没有下载的话呢，可能你就到旁边的弟兄姊妹旁边你看一下，好不好？然后我再提醒大家，就是说我会 post 这些东西呢，你可能要先下载，因为有的时候这些事情在上课里面做的话就很慢，所以你先要做好，然后呢，到时候我拿出来的时候，我们就你办法跟得上啊。OK， 如果假设你一上去以后呢，你把你的那个老鼠啊 cursor 放在 File Reader 上面，然后呢，你可以用按右边的 Right Click， 你就发觉啊，它整个的 Menu Bar 就出来，Menu Table 就出来了。And you see here it says Configure and many other things you can ignore for now. And then down there, you can cut and copy, undo, and delete the note. For example, you can delete the note, and you say, put a cross to it. You say, do you really want to delete? Not really. I don't want to delete, but I do want to configure. Okay, so I click configure. And you see a configuration screen that came out. Okay? And when you see the configuration screen for File Reader, it tells you it needs something here. And this is where the data file location, and you can actually browse. And I know where I kept my file. So I go Dropbox. And I know it's inside church. And then there's an 2018, and it's analytic class. I think something's and it's inside data sets. And I know it's a church membership 110 sample.csv. And .csv 就是它是用那个comma 逗号来分辨每一个数字的这个单位啊，它叫做 comma delimited data。我知道这个是我要的，然后我就说我选它 I choose。And you see very quickly the file came out. And in this case, because this file is very well organized, and I used this before, so it came out very easily, very quick. Sometimes it doesn't do that, and so sometimes you have to do some kind of manipulation. But in this case, it's very simple because NIME knows what this file structure is, and it knows it has a column header. It has membership, and it has a gender, date of birth, there's marital status, there's date of baptized, member status, and then they just go something called UID. Now there's a lot of them there, but if I want to see more, I basically click here and I can see which year he was baptized, which year was the birth, and I pre-calculated the age of the person until 2018. And this is year baptized. How many years was baptized? So you know the person was born in 1965, So he's 53 years old this year. And he was baptized 1975. So you know that he was baptized 43 years ago. Okay? So now you see this file, it's all there, and nothing's wrong. But you notice something. Membership is in terms of numbers. So what happens if I want to change a membership to string? So you can see here, so let me show you what happened. I place my mouse over here and I right click it. And you see the setting come out and say this is a number and it's an integer. So there are several types of numbers in 9. It can be a string, it can be a number, which can be an integer, a double byte number, or a long number. So this has been how many bits. It can be a string, and it can be something called no-go time. But some of the other things you can just ignore. Say for example, I want to read it as string, and I can do that by saying change to string, and I say okay. Now all these will be read as strings. And a string means that because they are now as like text, right? 它变成文字了，不是数字了，你就没有办法把它们按它们的大小来排列。你要排列的话呢，它必须是数目，所以呢 more than likely you need to go back, and I want to keep it actually as a string, as an integer, so I can actually rank order it if I want to. Okay? I'm going to keep it the same. I'm going to say okay, and you can see the traffic light now is yellow. What it means is I'm ready to go. Naim is telling you your configuration did not cause any problem, and I'm ready to go. You can actually execute. So there's several ways to executing the node. One way is, again, and this is very powerful, every time you may do the same, is move your cursor to the node, right click, and you can see configure. And just now, because when I did it the first time, there was a red light, execute didn't come out because you cannot execute it. You didn't define it. Now you properly define it, you can execute on it. So you can execute here, or there's another way. If you move your cursor to the upper right, upper left, there's a single triangle pointing to the right. It says execute selected and an executable node. So I highlighted file reader, and that will be executed. For example, if I have a whole string of nodes that are all yellow and I want to execute all of them, I don't want to click every single one of them, then I use this one. It's a double. So this means I can execute all executable nodes. Okay, there's some complications. I won't go into it because you have branches. Sometimes, you know, which one will get run first and so forth. But those are, you know, in the future. And if you want to play with it, there are a lot of things you can play. And I won't touch it. So let's execute it. And I want to use the most common way. I like this right click a lot. So I say execute. And you can see it's done very quickly. And if I want to see what's in there, is it reading properly, I right click again. Again, the right click is very important. I go to the bottom. So 9 always arrange things this way. Configure is always at the top. When you execute it, the result always is at the bottom. So you click on the bottom and you see the entire table coming out. Okay? And if this one has like 100 or 200 columns instead of, you know, few columns, 11 columns, then I cannot see this because this go on and I will be dragging this cursor to the right. And I can see it by actually opening, or actually before I do that, I can see it. How many rows do I have? It's 13,179, 13,179个. 那你就知道在全台北的数据库里头呢，我们从2014年到2017年4年里面呢，我们有131790几个人，但是我因为拿了1/10的 sample， 我现在只有13149，因为我不愿意啊，你们大家呢都花了很多时间来处理13万的圣徒们的名单啊，这个呢其实是只有1/10。那么这个名单里头呢，我们不知道谁是谁，为什么？因为这个名单的名字啊，什么都已经变成换成这个代码，所以呢，我们每一个代码这是机器弄出来的，这个我们不知道是谁，所以我们也不需要那个知道，我们现在只知道说这个人他是男的女的，他结婚没有，他出生年日，他受尽年日。然后他现在是不是 active， 是不是 enable moved visit， 或者是他已经过世了或怎么样啊？那么如果你今天有时候几百个 column， 你不可能每个这样看。你要怎么看呢？你 click on this specification column 11， 如果你一按的话，他就把它所有的都列出来了，他就告诉你 member ID。Right， 在 column 0， 它 9总是第一个 column 跟第一个 row 都从0开始，它不是1开始，因为 integer 的第一个 integer 是0，不是1啊。那它性别是一个 string 在 column 1， 然后呢，它的 value 呢是 F female 或者 male，OK。date of birth 它没有，然后呢，你看那个 marital status 是 column 3， 它有好几个 value， 它可以是 married、single、divorced、widowed and suffered。那这个是台湾定的，我不知道中文是什么，因为我们把它翻成英文了。OK， 那么member status 呢是在 column 5， 它有 enable、moved、disable。Visit dead， 还有 capital dead， 所以我不知道这 capital dead 跟小的 dead 有什么分别，但这个都是 data issue， 所以你知道啊，这台北的这个数据我们在翻译的时候，可能这个 data 呢有一些问题，但是 you can handle it， right？ year baptized 1800年，在这个教会的这个圣徒的名单里面呢，很多人呢不知道他什么时候受浸，所以呢他就随便打一个default number， 它是1800年。那1800年的话呢，到现在就是多少岁了？200多岁了。最大的是刚刚受浸的2018年。出生年龄呢也有1800年的，那有一个是2017年的出生的，那就婴孩了。所以呢，他的最小的年龄呢是1岁，最高的年龄是208岁。受浸有的是0，因为他是福音朋友，最多的218年。所以这数据啊是有些圣徒们放进去的，但是呢他没有回去改，他也没有再去。所以呢，从这一点上我们看见了，我们非常需要一个好的数据输入。如果啊你今天输入这个数据，你连圣徒们的这个出生的年龄和他年纪，现在说举个例子，你不知道他的真正的出生年月日没关系，最少你应该可以猜出他大概几岁。你猜他几岁的时候，你放进一个出生的那个年，那个数目比1800年要好多了。同样的，受浸的年月日你不知道没关系。但是你那个年，你最少啊，在照顾上面，你要看那个照顾他的圣徒，把他的受浸的年放进去，然后受浸的出生的年放进去。我是希望啊，我们第一个要做的是说，在13万件的数据里面，有多少是1800年的，有多少是基本上需要 处理的，我们分到各大区里面，让圣徒们呢，就是说能够再把这名单呢，就再理一次。这样的话呢，我们这个出生年跟这个受尽的年，我们可以就是说可以对得准，这个是很重要的。OK， 如果你看完以后呢，举个例子，你再回去这边，哎，你可以把这个 file 啊关掉，怎么关掉呢 ？File close。OK， 这样清楚吗 ？OK， 我大概已经到了这个 slide 20。OK， 下一步我要做的呢是 filter data。所以我现在做什么 ？Filter rows into specific group by row no filter。OK。So I want to filter these rows. There are too many rows there. And I said, okay, I don't know where the filter row is. So I'm going to type in filter in here. And every node that has a filter will be listed here. Okay? And you can go through it. Or you said, you know what? I want to do anything that touches row. Row 的意思就是说它的一行或是它的一列。在我们现在讲的话呢，一个行就是每一行都是一个圣徒的记录。圣徒里面呢，我们看有11项，在11列里头，乃至的圣徒的他的这个某一个特征，他的性别啊，他的代码啊，他的出生的年、收进年跟他的其他的东西。所以我现在放进 row 的时候呢，你就看这个比较短一点。那么在上面呢，我就看到一个东西叫做 row filter。OK， 那我就 highlight it， 我按着我的这个老鼠呢，然后把它拉过来 ，raw filter 就到了。那我现在2个 node， 对不对？那我怎么把它2个放在一起呢？我按这边，然后我的老鼠按着拉一条线过来，然后呢，你拉到这边，如果你没有按好的时候，按到这边。举个例子哈，我再重新再做一遍看。如果今天拿来啊，我拿到什么地方？你看它有个小圆圈 ，there is a stop sign. That means not good. You cannot connect it. And if I go here, it's still not good. Not good. But now it's good because it found that it's connected to that. So now that stop sign goes, I let go, and you see the two things connected. Now these two nodes are now linked together. You can think of this arrow is like a pipeline that linking the two. So it's a red line. So I highlight, I can see because it's not been configured. No raw filter specified. Right click, configure, and I'm going to look at the age. And I want to dose age from 0 to say 100 years old, because all these 218, I don't believe any saints in Taipei is 218 years old. Maybe 100 years old, and maybe somebody is older than 100, but for all intents and purposes, 100 is good enough. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to include all the saints from 0 to 100. I say, okay, yellow, execute. Done. I look at the data. Now it's only 5,785. So I know earlier, remember this 13,000 roles. Now only left 5,700. That means more than half has invalid age. So you know this problem is actually quite serious in this database, okay? Now, can we see, just to check whether we actually did it correctly? Well, remember, you click here, you look at age. (1 to 218). What's going on? Well, let's take a look. Age, it's going down, descending order. No. What happened is it actually remembered the original file, because you realize is that it actually, this node knows the entire database. But when you do a sort, right? You see what I'm saying? I highlight age, I click it, hold on. Let's start again. I look at the data, I highlight age, I sort descending. Sorry. So I know that the maximum age is 100. Smallest age is 1, because nobody with 0 age. So now I have a valid data set. Okay? All right, let me finish this very quickly because I want some time to explain the weekly assignment. The second one is to using something called row splitter. So if I want to split them into different groups instead of filtering them, I can actually take the next one called row splitter. The difference between this and this is, for example, I want the upper one, the age, 0 to 100. And what you find, the difference here, and I execute it, is now splitting the file into 2 sets. Filter and filter out. Filter is exactly the same as before. It's 0 to 100. Right, 0 to 100. And the ones that has bad year of birth is 7,394 compared with 5,700. And you see a lot of different ages. Okay, and you do see it. Most is, 1,800. So there is an issue. Now you say, why do I need to know the age and I need to know the baptism? Well, when you want to answer the questions like 谁是亲职的，谁是老年的，谁是儿童班的，谁是大专生的，如果你不知道他的出生年龄，你就没办法算，没办法做族群。如果你不知道他受尽的年，你就不知道怎么他是初信的还是九蒙恩的啊。所以呢，你就知道，所以这2个数字其实是很重要的。但是呢，1半以上在台北的数据这方面是不齐全的。OK， 所以你看，你就稍微做这么2个分析啊，你就知道这个台北的数据的它的这个 quality 怎么样。OK， very very powerful, and I can do it on the 130,000 samples. It will run very fast, and if I use it for millions of rows, it runs very very fast. Okay. All right, let's take a look. What's the next one? Next one is that I want to, hold on 1 second. There's one thing called rule-based row splitter. You know what? Because of time, I'm not going to demonstrate it. You can go back and you take a look at it. So I'm going to just focus on the weekly assignment. Okay. So for the weekly assignment, there are 2 parts to it. First part, I want you to browse the note repository and the view. And the assignment is, I want you to list the items in the first 4 repositories. All right, what I mean is this. Of course, if you can do more than 4, it's fine. I just want you to go through it and kind of know what's, so they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you do the first 4, it's good enough. You open it, right? And no, forget it, sorry. Actually, a lot more. I want you to do first 4, I/O, manipulation, views, and analytics. And I want you to open up, right? And for read, you just choose 3. I think it's 3, right? Yeah, 3 items for each subcategory. So you look at here, I just want you to read through them, right? Excel Reader, it's all explained here. You read through it, you know what it is. All you need to do is 1 sentence. Excel Reader, I/O, read, Excel Reader, reading Excel format, good enough. The next one, File Reader, reading a general file. R Reader, what is R? Reading an R format files. If you don't know what R is, go online and you Google it. What we have done is using CSV Reader, and you can write that. And then you go to Write. First 3, CSV Writer, Off Writer, Table Writer. 3, good, done. Other, all right? So just do 3. And I know it's a little bit tedious, but all you need to do is read it and, do 3. And if it's too many, I'm not going to, fault you for only doing 1, or you don't do all the levels down, because there's too many levels and it's just too much. I just want you to kind of browse it, read some of these notes, understanding it, and put a sentence to it. That's all I want. I myself have not read through all these notes, and I don't expect you to know all the notes, but some effort for you to kind of familiarize yourself with these notes. Okay, so that's first part of the exercise. Now the second part is more fun. Take the 10% church membership, right? Filter it for those that have status of enable only. Okay? Then you filter and you split them into age groups, 0 to 18, 19 to 20, 23 to 35, 35 to 100. Remove anyone with age greater than 100 or missing age. Do that for gender. Do the number of years since baptism. Again, 0 to 1, 2 to 10, 11 to 30, 31 to 70. Remove those with number of years of baptism greater than 70. Then I want you to calculate the percentage of total. So you say 0 to 18, what is the percentage of this group out of the entire sample that are valid? All right, so once you've done that, we know it's about 5,700. I don't know what a 0 to 18 is. You find out what the percentage is. Then you do the second one. Now, what you're doing is you are actually analyzing the age distribution of the saints in Taipei. Then I want to know the gender percentage, male versus female. Then I want to know the number of baptism since in 2018, sorry, I should say, just take the number of years of baptism, okay? And you break it into 0 to 1, 2 to 10, 11 to 30. And what you're doing here is that you're looking at how many of the saints are recently baptized within the 10 years, 11 to 30 years, and 30 years to 70. Once you've done that, I would like you to share, like, what can you learn from these ratios for the church in Taipei's membership? Okay, so please submit your results in PDF format to my personal line account by Friday, 5 p.m. Taipei time. Okay? So I think we are exactly on time. Before we close, any questions from anyone in the class? You may want to unmute.
OK， 可以。
想请问一下，您有缴交的部分是缴交一个 PDF file， 那里面的有什么 category 是应该有什么必写的大纲吗？就是还是说直接就写一个结论说哦，从这里面的就是找到它是什么样的什么族群，然后什么类型是什么意思，就这样写，还是需要把数据就是 print screen 贴上去之类的吗？
我没有听很清楚哎，你是说那个习题还是做那？你说那 weekly assignment 吗？
对 ，weekly assignment 的部分是需要把数据出来的结果就是 print screen 上去呢，还是会？
对啊，你如果把那个是5000多个，你先分出来，对不对？然后你再把那个所有不是 enable 的除掉，我现在不知道多少个，你们做完就知道了。举个例子，你有3000多个，然后呢，这3000多个的时候呢，你再把它分成0到18岁、19到22、23到35、35到1000，然后呢，你看它要做多少。如果是3000，age group 0到18是1000，它就是几个 percent，33%。OK， 这个 exercise 其实很简单，但主要呢，我是想叫你们能够用这个是 row splitter 啊，或者是那个，然后呢，你们可以知道怎么取到这个数字，然后做一个 percentage， 然后呢，你借着 percentage 有一个很简单的解读。
OK， 只是想问说，就是那个 handout 的部分是需要就是那个作业部分是需要绘出一个表格，然后说可能 age group 它的
你怎么做？你要把画成那个 pie chart， 你要做成漂亮的，你要写一篇文章都可以。
OK， 好，那了解，谢谢。
OK， 你要怎么做？你要怎么解读？你要这么多深入都可以。但是呢，我给的是很基本的，就是说你今天如果什么都不做，你只给我一个 percentage， 然后呢，你给我个定案，你说这个 age group 这 gender 这个受尽的年月日多少 percent， 然后呢，台北的教会我举个例子，多数的是得救31年到70年，年龄都是35岁到100岁，你就知道啊，我们的亲职没那么多。或者你要再切一点，这是我的。如果举个例子，35岁到老年在台北的定义是几岁啊
？65以上。
65以上 ，OK， 35到65，然后65以上又是一个族群。如果你要按台北的切法，没问题，你们中间讨论好不好？受尽几年要怎么的，这只是一个建议而已。重点你们定义以后，你们一切出来。然后你们拿 percentage 弄出来，我想要就是看到让你们可以看到，就是说男女之间的比较是多少，这一个年龄群之间比较是多少，这一个受尽的有没有多少？那你如果真的你们是很有心机的话，你想这个还不够好，我要知道啊哪一个族群里面男的比女的多，可能有个族群女的比男的多，我只是假设。那你就可以做，那这个的话呢，我是觉得你先不要做，为什么呢？因为这个做法呢，最好是用 pivot table。你这样做的话呢，就很难做，它的 combination 太多了，你最好用 pivot table 来做，懂吗？可以吗
？OK， 大家还有什么问题吗？有问题要尽快讲。好，玲玲呢？刚才有人反馈说，他在这个操作或者过程中，你的讲解可不可以用中文？因为有的时候他们会对不太上。
OK， 好，那我在这个运作上面，我尽量用中文讲。OK， 那谢谢这个潘弟兄啊，弟兄姊妹的提醒啊，有时候我这个，因为啊，有时候一讲英文就很难讲中文，一讲中文就想，因为我这个脑子里面可能有一个中文部分，有个英文部分。
OK。好，那还有作业的第4个部分，他说把那个档案分成2014和2017，他那个
那个是错的，那个是旧的档，那个是旧的，你把它删除掉。
好，
因为在 membership 里面呢，潘弟兄你记得没有？
它是
没有那个 membership 的那个进 membership 的日期的。
对，它就没有 attendance 的那个 record。
不是 ，attendance 有日期，但是在 membership 我们少了一项，是说它什么时候放进 membership 的档案里头的。
对。
因为我在做习题的时候，我忘掉了，我以为有一个档案，你看是什么时候进档的、入档的。那我不是入那个正档啊，入那个数据档。
OK。
那个它进数据档，它是2015年进去的，2016年进去，2017年进去的。那我们就可以开始知道啊，就说啊，这个我们几年前弟兄姊妹呢的群是怎么样的，然后呢，5年后它是怎么样的。我就说，意思就是说啊，这个台北召会，我们常常说我们是老化了，老化的情形有多厉害，还是并没有老化，你懂我意思吗？但是现在呢，按的 membership 我没办法做，但是下个礼拜呢，我会再把那个出席的那个档案让你们接进来，所以呢，你可以开始 merging 那个 data files， 你就可以开始按照通常聚会的有聚会的圣徒们中间，2014年、2015、2016、2017年，从2014年跟2017年，它的这个所有的族群啊，有年龄的，有性别的，有这个得救年日的，之间有没有什么变动？每一年有没有什么变动
？OK，
好，感谢赞美主，谢谢弟兄姊妹花时间，我们下个礼拜见。
好，我们谢谢林弟兄啊。
感谢主，好，拜拜。
好，谢谢主。稍微看一下，那就是